Hello and welcome to Coffee Chats. I'm Morgan.
And I'm Sarah, and this is the Courtship Book Tag.
So we tend to do book tags without ever being tagged in them. It's part of our charm. But yeah, this one seemed really fun, so we wanted to try it out. The first question is initial attraction. Which book did you buy because of the cover? And for me, this is the Splintered series. This is the third one. It's just what we had around. And I just remember like seeing them a long time before I bought them and going, that is the prettiest cover ever. Oh my god, I need it. And eventually I did buy them, and they do have some of the prettiest covers ever.
Mine is Eon by Alison Goodman, and this cover is just, it's very epic. There's like a dragon on the front, and I was also into it because one of my favorite authors, Tamora Pierce, is like blurbed on the front. So I think that counts as part of the cover. This one is First Impression, a book that you bought because of the description. This is Blind by Rachel Dvorskin, and the blurb on the back is, I remember thinking I can't be waking up, because waking up and opening your eyes are the same thing, and I couldn't open my eyes. But then, all of a sudden, I knew I was awake, and that my eyes wouldn't open, that they were sewn shut or something was wrong. It was after that realization that I felt shrieking amazing pain. How had I not felt it at first? Nothing happened in order. I reached up, but my hands found only band after band of cotton pads, fabric, tape. I couldn't see. I couldn't think. I used to believe that seeing and thinking were the same thing. Where am I? I screamed. Take this off. My parents were a desperate loop, trying to answer, trying. You had an accident. You're in the hospital. You're awake. You're okay. You're Emma. 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 Which is just a very riveting description.
Yeah. The book that I picked for this was Forgive Me, Leonard Peacock by Matthew Quick. This is a weird image, but the description is super duper interesting, and I had heard people talk about it on BookTube before, so I kind of knew what I was getting into. But the official description is, today is Leonard Peacock's birthday. It is also the day he hides a gun in his backpack, because today is the day he will kill his former best friend and then himself with his grandfather's P-38 pistol. So yeah, it was a really cool description, and the book really lived up to it. I really enjoyed it. The next question is Sweet Talk, a book with good writing. So I went with And We Stay by Jenny Hubbard. This I listened to on audiobook, and the writing was stunning, and there were poems throughout, and they were also stunning, and it was really good in that aspect. The plot got kind of boring at times, but the writing, like, if you're just big on beautiful prose, I highly recommend And We Stay.
I picked The Ring of Solomon by Jonathan Stroud, which is one of my all-time favorite books. This is actually the prequel to the Bartimaeus trilogy, but I picked it because I think it just has some of the most gorgeous quotes. This is First Date, which is the first book of a series that made you want to read the rest of the series. I went with The Warrior Heir by Cinda Chima. It's the first in the Heir series. Each book follows a different character that's an apprentice to a certain craft, and it's one of my favorite series from when I was younger.
I picked The Lost Hero, which is the first Heroes of Olympus book, the Percy Jackson spin-off series, and I guess this is like minor spoilers if you haven't read Percy Jackson or this series, but if you haven't, I'm very disappointed in you. But at the end of this book, Percy isn't in this book, and you meet like pretty much all new characters, but at the very end, they go back to Camp Half-Blood, and they meet up with Annabeth, and like the last thing they say is, we're gonna go find Percy, and I was like, yeah, we're gonna go find Percy, let's go find Percy! So I was so psyched to read the rest of this series. The next question is Late Night Phone Calls, a book that kept you up all night long. I picked Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, which was a very recent read for me, and like, technically I didn't read it all night long, but I read it all day long. I loved it so much. I'm gonna put up a review of it soon, but just, fangirl, loved it.
Mine is Wonder by R.J. Palacio, which is also something I read really recently. I started it fairly late at night, and then I decided I had to read the entire thing in one sitting. So I really was up all night long trying to finish this. This one is Always on My Mind, which is a book that you're always thinking about. I went with the Gone series by Michael Grant, Not so much because it was one of my favorite series, but because it honestly freaked me out a lot. There was a lot of disturbing stuff that went down in these books, and it was definitely something that stayed with me. I did really enjoy them, but some of the stuff, it was just like, that's a little bit too much.
I picked the Mortal Instruments and the Infernal Devices, just all of the Shadowhunters books. I am sure if you have ever watched any other video of ours, you have heard me rant about these books. I love them so much. It's probably the book series that I like legitimately fangirl over the most. Yeah, I love them. I live a Shadowhunter life. That's lame, but I do. Next question is Getting Physical, a book that you love the way it feels. First answer is The Beauty Book by Lauren Oliver. It is just stunning. I bought it one year as a Christmas present for myself. First of all, it has the cover like embossed under the dust jacket, which I love. Calm down. And inside are all these like super pretty photographs. I don't even know what I'm showing you right now, but just, oh man, I love it. It's great. I also have Night Film by Marisha Pessel. I remember getting this in college and like looking at Sarah and just saying like, this is a crazy heavy book for a paperback, and it is. It's like really insanely nice quality, and I feel like one of the reasons that they did that was because it's filled with all of these like web pages and emails and newspaper clippings. Like, it's very cool the way it's put together. So yeah, it's really an interesting book in the way it's set up.
Mine is The City of Flowers by Mary Hoffman, which is the third book in the Stravaganza series. I picked this up at the library sale because the cover is really cool. It has this cutout, and then like underneath the dust jacket is like this pretty background, and it's just very, very cool. This one is Meeting the Parents, which is a book that you recommend to family or friends.
We kind of had a joint answer for this one because we both feel the same way about these books. Like, with pretty much anyone we're recommending a book to, we could either recommend The Book Thief or Aristotle and Dante, Discover the Secrets of the Universe. They're just brilliant all around. Everyone should read them. Anyone could read them, so they're always solid picks to recommend. The final question is thinking about the future, a book or series that you know you're going to read multiple times in the future. So, do we both have a lot of answers for this because we have so many favorites? For me, Harry Potter, obviously, duh. The Mortal Instruments, the Percy Jackson books, and the Fablehaven books. Those are just my all-time favorite series that I'm going to reread forever and always.
Yeah. I'm also going to add on the Alana series and all of the books set in Tortall just because I love everything by Tamora Pierce.
Thank you so much for watching our book Courtship Tag. We had a lot of fun doing this one, and we have some links in the down bar if you want to find us some other places on the internet, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye!